There's a certain knowing in every woman when life just doesn't feel right, or that version of life is not right, and you've got to tune into that. Sometimes we're just stuck in our ways, stuck in the life that we've created. And look, it was the life that maybe you once dreamed of. I'm here to share my story. I'm here to tell every woman and every man that it's never too late to change and never too late to dream. I grew up in a beautiful family, lots of love. My parents worked really, really hard. We weren't rich by any means, but we had everything we needed. Great education, food was always on the table, instruments, art, co-curricular, dancing, you name it. And I'm sure my parents went without because they prioritized us. And even to this day, I can call my parents and they're there for me. I love them so much. And I want to be like that for my children. What this means for me is that I had to start being real about what I wanted in my life. And there came a point in 2020 when COVID first hit where I just had this inner calling and inner voice say, this isn't the life you're meant to have. And I was pregnant with my daughter at that stage. And for me, everything was right on paper, but my face and my body told a very different story, had a lot of pain in there. Look, I've just gone through IVF, been running a business, my second dental practice, and I can tell you dentistry is not everything that you dream of.
If you're waiting for the right time is now. Apply for mentorship.com. Now let's get back to the video.
You deal with problems every day and you're crouched over in a certain position and your body screams at you more and more the more you do it. I don't know if it's the same for men, but for women, I can tell you there comes a point where you go, is this all there is? It's not worth the money you're making. And that's where I hit a massive, massive stumble block in 2020. And then out of the blue, our practice got sold. Buyers came to us who were told we would never, ever sell and we'd be stuck working in a practice forever, or we'd just have to close it down. Rubbish, okay? Never listen to anyone. When you put in the hard work and you're focused and you're serving a community, other doors open that people can't even see because they're not in your shoes. So I never ever thought that. I was honestly trying to survive and I was trying to make a life for myself and for my family and to have comforts and to be able to afford holidays. And I can tell you it was a really hard period of my life. 2 young babies, okay, they're all 17 months apart, my 2 boys, and with my daughter as well. And I was newly pregnant with my daughter. And as COVID continued, I kept getting this message, hey, there's more to life. And instead of kind of shifting, because I didn't even think, oh, maybe I've got to do something totally different to dentistry. I'm like, I just have to figure out what in dentistry do I like. And I had studied dentofacial aesthetics. I'd done aligners. Didn't really quite love either of them. Never wanted to do implants. So to all the clinicians out there, just follow your heart and follow your gut. It will tell you what you need. Along that journey, I lost every bit of my soul, not from dentistry, right? It was the responsibility. It was that season of my life where I had kids and I never got maternity leave. I was breastfeeding, pumping, and having food all in 20 minutes if I was lucky. And with the boys, I had to have food ready as well, frozen meals. So I'd be cooking at home. There was no rest for me. So Sunday came and I was utterly exhausted. I didn't want to go anywhere. And we had swimming lessons for the boys an hour and a half away. It was nuts. It was nuts, I can tell you. The country's great when you're really focused on succeeding and you're really good at what you do. Like, I'm not the best dentist, but I love people. And we know that with communication, our words are only 7%. Everything else makes up the 93%. Same with clinical work. A patient's not going to know if you're doing A+ top-notch work, which isn't a reality for everyone. We are humans. We're not robots. We cannot emulate the same thing over and over again. But what we can do is help people feel heard, understood. And that's been my philosophy in all my businesses. But in my own life, I wasn't listening to myself. And then all these little warnings kept coming. Look, my pregnancies were hard. I had bleeding, placenta previa. I had emergency cesarean for my middle son. We nearly died. I nearly bled to death. He was nearly constricted, stuck. His shoulder was stuck down below. And he was still in the canal, like heads just popping out. Like, it was crazy. Things escalated really fast. The thing about life is things don't escalate quickly. They creep up on you and you don't realize. Just like with my weight, I didn't realize I was abandoning myself more and more because I was prioritizing everything and everybody else. And yeah, I know you've heard the story before. I know you feel, oh, this is just like so-and-so. Or maybe you're thinking this is me. Maybe you're a man, you're a woman, and you're not quite looking and feeling how you want to feel. Look, I'm no fitness guru, I'm no nutritionist, but what I do know is what works for really high achievers like us and with very busy schedules, because it's worked for me, okay? I tried PT, I go to the gym, absolutely. I do things at home, there's certain routines, habits, and those who come into my world get to know exactly what I do and what I've done. This is the winning formula. Why would you go and create something if it's already there and it's working for someone just like you? That's the speedy way to things. And all my life I've wanted the speedy way. So I've invested in a lot of masterminds. I've learned a whole heap of skills you wouldn't even dream of. And I just got to a point where I was still lost. The guidance I was getting, I wasn't quite sure was the right guidance for the time. It was great guidance and great mentorship, but wrong timing. And I know where you are in your careers, you health professionals, professional men and women out there, entrepreneurs. You are slaving away, you're toiling, you're really focusing on your business 24/7. You don't rest, you don't sleep, and you show up for others. And you're always switched on. I can guarantee you're still doing business on your phone right now, and it's the weekend. How about the evenings during the week as well? You wouldn't even dream of doing something like a program outside of your box, because that's how you've been conditioned. I'm here to help you get outside of that box. And for my life, the biggest changes have been when I have gone all in on my dream. Now, for some of you, your career may be your dream. For others of you, it might be something else and you're just too scared to chase it. And for many of you, you've lost a version of yourself that you want back. Look, you'll never get that exact version back because you've evolved and you've learned more things. You've got wisdom. But what version of you do you know you need to be right now? For me, I need to be more fit. Look at this, okay? More fit. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of discipline, but it took focus and one decision. And support. The first person you've got to support is yourself. Don't expect your partner to understand. But as you do, as you eat right, as you change your habits, don't you think your whole family will change? My whole family is very, very aware of health and fitness. My kids have a very healthy view of what health is. They love being active. I love being active. I was never a gym goer. So think about this. I went from 0 exercise, because I'd abandoned myself completely, to exercising every day now. And I'm not talking hours and hours at the gym. I watch what I put in my mouth. I watch what I put in my mind. And I absolutely watch what I do with my body. Movement gives you energy. Movement makes those positive juices flow in your body. Your oxytocin, your dopamine. And you don't need to be scrolling on social media. But I know you're here watching me because that's what you're addicted to right now. You need to be addicted to Vicky Netflix, right? Me. Keep watching the videos. Keep taking action. You need massive action. Because without action, you might be learning stuff you're not actually implementing. And for a lot of people, most people actually, they will not go far on their own. You need a coach and mentor to help you go further quicker, because I want you to compress time. I want you to achieve what you've planned for 5 years, if you are dreaming, because many of you have forgotten to dream, in the next 12 to 18 months. How good would life be if you did all these things and changed who you were, changed your identity. I'm not saying become a different person. I'm saying find that version of yourself. That's the winning version, the one that people look up to, the one that people respect, the one that you respect. Because right now, you're hating your body, you're hating yourself, you're hating your life. And I'm talking on a level of mixture of career, relationships, self-love, everything, mental, physical, spiritual. If you don't work on all those three things, you're never going to get what you want.